Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of TNC Toy Tractors. Today I have the Speccast 1/64 scale Kinze 3600 twin line planter. A little bit about the Kinze 3600 planter is it comes in multiple variations. You have the 12 row 30 inch, a 12 row 36 inch, a 12 row 38 inch, a 16 row 30 inch, and a 16 twin row 30 inch. The Kinze planter is a pivot fold, which they are the pioneers of that. Really kind of separated them in the industry from everyone else. Has different meters. You have a finger pickup, a brush, and a vacuum. Has hydraulic weight transfer, an option for a 40 bushel bulk fill hopper, or a pneumatic, has an optional pneumatic down pressure, or heavy duty down pressure springs. Can become equipped with liquid and dry fertilizer packages. Kinze was founded in Williamsburg, Iowa. I couldn't find an exact price on a Kinze planter as far as what the MSRP would be, but they are around $150,000 and up. Kinze was founded by John Kinze in 1965. A little bit more about the planter itself. The 3600 meter and drive option. You have a mechanical, a true rate vacuum, a ground contact drive, and a hydraulic drive. You can get bulk fill hoppers. Like I said earlier, there's options for like dry and liquid fertilizers. There's a KPM3 electronic seed monitor. Different row units you have are the V closing wheels, cast iron closing wheels, row unit mounted no-till coulters, residue wheels, granular chemical with hopper. Let's see here. The 16 row Kinze 3600 weighs between 19,620 pounds and 21,140 pounds. And it is about 46 feet long or wide. Depends on how it's folded up or in the field. You know, you're looking at 46 feet. So that's a little bit about Kinze and the Kinze planter itself. We'll get into the toy here. Like I said in the notes, this is a pivot fold planter, so something that's pretty neat is you can either display it like it would be in the field or in transport mode, which is just like this. Let's see here, make sure we get these markers up right. And then this is the transport mode. Pretty neat planter. These are running, I believe, about $40 now. I got this one whenever it very first came out. Now, I believe there's a 12 row version of this that came out several years ago, and those are running $150 and up. I know that there's a set where you get the 16 row and the 12 row. Those are like $300. So I mean, they can be kind of pricey, but this one came out just a couple years ago, and I think I gave like $30 for it, and they've kind of gone up in value. And now there's a 3605 version of this, which I believe it looks just the exact same. The only difference is the decal down here. Instead of being black like that, it's red, and it says Kinze 3605. I have this one actually displayed in my collection, so that's why it looks a little dusty from sitting on a shelf. But I love this planter. It's really neat. I got it hooked to an old Steiger. That's all customized with chemical tanks and everything. So fair bit amount of detail. I think this is one of the better planners you're going to get. As always, Ertl does a really, or not Ertl, but Kinze, or excuse me, I'm having a little bit of brain fog today. Speccast always does a really good job with their toys, over Ertl especially. So, I mean, you can always expect better quality whenever it comes to the toys. We'll put this down in the field operating, and you can get your markers. They rest right here, and we'll set them out so you can see what the markers look like. Well, maybe. Like I said, this one's been just put up on my collection on a shelf, so this doesn't really surprise me that it popped off like that. But good thing is they just pop back on. So there's that one, and then there's, well, there's that one, and then here's what it looks like. Just fold them up here. And there's little tabs on these markers, and you can see where they go on this rest here. So over there, whenever you're either displaying it or have it on your display. Not a lot to this, you know, 16 rows, twin row. The wheels and tires look very lifelike, like the real ones. If you've ever seen these in real life, this is what they look like. Fair bit amount of metal here. The main frame is all metal, but your markers are plastic, and a lot of this is plastic, but still it's for being what it is, it's kind of hefty still yet. Pretty neat. Maybe a little bit different of a hitch setup would have been cool to have. It's not always compatible with all tractors. There's some of them you put this on and it don't want to set in the hitch hole right on the toys, so a little bit different of a hitch on here would have been nice. Here's the underneath, so you can see. We'll get in here, and you know, the paint really looks good, and what's plastic actually kind of looks close to the paint. So a lot of times the plastic will be a completely different color from the metal on the paint, or the paint on the metal. But they did a pretty good job. Like always, Speccast does a really good job. So before I forget, I meant to do this first, but here's the box that it comes in. Now, like I said, I have this displayed on my on a shelf in my collection. So I have the box stored, but anytime I do have something like that, I always try and get the box to show you guys the box. Pretty much just your standard stuff. And then what's cool is you do get a history of Kinze in the planner here. You know, if you want to read this, you can pause the video and read about the Kinze 3600. And it gives you the whole thing there. Leave that for a few seconds. And then you have the Kinze emblem. I always like that emblem. It's pretty neat. And as always, like for a backdrop, I always try to, if I have the brochures, put them up in the background. As something neat I like to try and do. So this review was kind of short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back and watch more of our videos. Like I said, in many of my other videos, I try to upload every 5 days. So check back about every 5 days and I have an upload, and we'll see you soon.